A reviewer is never late. Nor is he early. He reviews precisely what he means to. At least that's what I tell myself after I finally watch and review a movie over a week after it came out. But hey, I had sisters and nieces that wanted to see this movie, so I waited till I could take them to go see it. So now I finally seen Wicked for Good, so let's review.
Lassiter Factor.
So Wicked for Good is the second and concluding chapter to Wicked Part 1, which was released last year. It takes place 5 years after the events of that first film, in which Glinda, the Good Witch, she is basically trying to keep balance in the world, while Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, she is trying to expose the Oz for the phony he is, and also trying to fight for rights of the animals within this world. Meanwhile, the events of The Wizard of Oz is going on during the events of this movie, and we get to see what Elphaba and Glinda was up to while all that was going on. Now, I loved Wicked Part 1, which came out last year. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. It was really anticipating Wicked for Good, or Wicked Part 2. However, people have said, even in the original Broadway show, that Act 2 is not as strong as Act 1. And unfortunately, that is true here, and everybody has been saying that about this movie, and I have to agree with them. Now, that's not me saying this movie isn't good. I mean, it's still enjoyable to watch at times, but it does have its give or take. But for the good that this movie has, I mean, the performances are still there. Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba, she still steals the show in this movie, and Ariana Grande, she is still that bubbly and a little tone deaf Glinda the Good Witch that she is. And the relationship that was set up in the first film, it's still present here. We basically get to see the aftermath of that relationship and how it has gone over the years. But I will say, and I'm not saying that Elphaba gets sidelined in this movie, I feel like Part 1 was more so about Elphaba, and whereas with Part 2, Glinda the Good Witch, it more so focuses on her. We get to even see flashbacks of her wanting to be magical and have powers, and her shortcomings within that department. And that by the end of the movie, she is changed for the good. I will say, though, that because I waited till almost a week to see this movie, I fucked around and had some things about this movie spoiled for me, particularly about her sister, Nessa. And I can't believe that even when I watched the first movie and rewatched it, I never picked up on that, and it just dawned on me like, oh, that's your face not looking too good, honey. But given how much of a bitch she was in this movie, particularly to Bach, I'm like, yeah, you kind of had it coming. Still sucks, but hey. Jeff Goldblum still brings his Jeff Goldblum isms to playing the wizard. A lot of people are saying that this was a thankless role for Michelle Yeoh as Madame Marble, and in truth, it kind of was, but hey, she was fine. She was still menacing when she needed to be menacing. She was still mean when she needed to be mean, and she does get kind of a comeuppance in the end. Ethan Slater as Bach returns in this movie, and I'm not going to spoil what happens to his character, but odds are you already know. And that is something I'm a little torn on, which I'll get into in a little bit. Thing for Fiyero, he is still caught in the middle of this love triangle between Glinda and Elphaba, but where his character ends up in the end is, it also kind of plays into an issue I had in the movie that I'll talk about in a minute. In fact, in this movie, they really do lean into the relationship between Fiyero and Elphaba, and there's even a scene that it's a little steamy, I might say. And look, I'm not crass to stuff like that, but at the same time, this is still otherwise a family film, and just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, that's all. To me, the songs are just not as memorable as they were in the first movie, aside from No Good Deed, which Cynthia Erivo, she sang her ass off in that one. But the kind of issue I have with this movie is how it ties into The Wizard of Oz. And look, I know that this is a revisionist take on The Wizard of Oz, but some of the changes they made to make it revisionist from The Wizard of Oz just kind of left me a little confused. And I'm like, just didn't really sit well with me. And the plot twists, which I will not spoil, also didn't really do nothing for me. Like, once it happened, it was just like, oh, okay, sure. Like I said, I still enjoyed this movie, but as a concluding chapter, I just felt like it was just a little bit all over the place. I liked Act 1 more because it just felt like a more cohesive and completed story. It was about the origin story of Alphaba and Glinda and how them two came together, and then Alphaba being revealed what her role is and her coming to terms with the role and accepting it. Whereas with this, it was the aftermath of all that, and on top of that, trying to tie into the Wizard of Oz. It just felt like it tried to do too many things and just left me feeling unfulfilled. Ultimately, I'm going to give Wicked for Good a mid thumbs up emoji. That's it for today. Have you seen Wicked for Good? I mean, you probably have seen it by now, so if so, just let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is your boy Bangful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.